Hey everyone, I just wanted to give a little update on the broth before I send out the video. And so I'm recording this Monday. It's about 6. Sorry for not the best lighting, but we work with what we got. So here is the crock pot. Let me give you a better post version look at it. Um I ended up adding the um reishi and astragalus this morning. And I did simmer them in a little bit of water before I added the water and the herbs into the broth. I realized that I usually add the herbs, these woody herbs, right at the beginning. And for whatever reason, maybe because I was recording, I just did it differently. And the reason that I thought it would be important to share that with you is that in particular, mushrooms are best extracted into water. Different herbs and plants extract better into different um, liquids or mediums. So like some are better in alcohol, some are better in water, and others in oil. And mushrooms, because they have such a high water content, they're more water soluble. These are of course dry, but basically I wanted to make sure that they were extracted to the best of their ability. And so I didn't want to add them to the broth that was already underway and had a substantial amount of lipids in, the mix, fats in the mix. And so I went ahead and just made a little broth of the astragalus reishi or tea, I should say, a decoction. So bring it to a boil, let it simmer for a while, and then I added that into the broth. And the broth, as you can see, has lost some volume. I have added some liquid to it today already. I'm going to add a little bit more just because I am going to let it cook a little bit longer and I wanted to have a certain volume. And this is definitely optional. Somebody asked also about concentrated broth cubes, and I would say bone broth in some senses is concentrated because it's just so nutrient rich. But if you wanted it to be even more concentrated, maybe just don't add the water after it boils off a little bit. So thinking about how much volume you start with, letting it cook, and then making sure that that volume has decreased by like half or 2/3. Um, the other thing I wanted to touch on was two more things. One is the herbs. I feel like I have astragalus and reishi and elderberry here. I feel like I didn't touch on them well enough in the webinar. Basically, what these herbs are and what they're different and why they're special and why they're going to superpower your broth is that immunomodulators or deep immune modulators, either one, which all three of these are going to stimulate your immune system in a way that's different than the like antimicrobial, antibacterial herbs that we talked about that are a lot of our cooking herbs. The way that these three work is that they support your immune system to work in a preventative way and be stronger against picking up they are defending, they're able to like support the immune system to have a better response, and then can prevent illness before you get it. So like we're coming into contact with pathogens all the time, and our bodies are often able to address them and have a response that's healthy and prevents us from getting sick, which is why, some people get sick and some people don't when exposed to the same types of stuff. And, some of us have a better response and less strong and response. And so this can help boost your immune system and your immune response. Again, before you're sick, like you don't actually want to take these herbs if and when you get sick. You want to wait until your body can kind of get strong, rebound, and then these are building on a really deep level, on the bone level. And so we're just going to use them now when we're healthy, hopefully in the fall. And that's going to help us have a stronger cold and flu season, a better immune response to the cold and flus that we get exposed to. So one more thing is the vegetables I have here. You saw this bag yesterday. So I am gonna add these now. There's a little bit more space into the crock pot here, slow cooker. So again, this is like my celery scraps, my parsley stems, all those herbs that I've been collecting as I cook. Oh, here's some carrot peels for when I had, I don't know, a reason to peel my carrots. I don't always do that. But this is just gonna kind of round out the flavor and make it a little bit less like meaty. I think that the vegetables give it a really good flavor, and like the vegans and vegetarians. Oh, here's a mushroom stem. The vegans and vegetarians out there, this is basically the main step that you're going to be doing is just doing the veggies and the mushrooms. That's about all that's going to fit. I don't want to overload it. I also want to give you a little look at these bones. We'll see if any have kind of started to get soft. Oh yeah. So there was like a neck right here. It just kind of, that's a muscle, but it kind of just broke apart as I picked it up. So it's really soft in here. The volume has also broken down. Like if you remember from the video, there's also like just more space in this pot because everything's getting broken down. And yeah, you can see it's just a nice mix of stuff. It's hard. I'm having a hard time finding bones, and there's a little bit, but like, this was 2 chicken carcasses at least. So, it's a lot of it's broken down. So this is a full 24 hours later. I'm gonna probably let it cook a few more hours tonight. And I'll either turn it on low overnight, um, and then like jar it up in the morning, or I'll turn it, yeah, I think that's what I'll do, is I'll cook it on low tonight. Just because I don't want to overcook these veggies. They're a little bit more delicate. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, last tip I wanted to mention is one of my favorite ways to use my broth that I didn't mention is just a quick dinner. So like rice noodles that are easily hydrated with boiling water, chop up whatever vegetables I have, and use the broth, add a little miso. The bone broth can be a little bit of an intense flavor. Some people don't like it. So I usually have miso in my fridge. I don't see any right now. They also make stuff like this, which is like a concentrated broth that adds a lot of flavor. So you can add this to the bone broth as well. And then that'll add a lot of those like aromatic flavors. Oh, I didn't add any aromatics. Let's see if I can find a couple to show you in my cabinet. Let's see. I'll add some of that coriander we talked about. Why not? Maybe some thyme. Let me get some more thyme. Always. And oh, I'll add a bay leaf. So that'll have a really little bit more dynamic profile. And again, those are not measured at all. I'll add another bay leaf just for fun. All right. So those are herbs that could be cooked a little bit longer and will add flavor. Okay, that's it. Thank you.